So what we're going to look at in this video is taking a look at some credit card activity over a given month period. And people use credit cards to buy things, reserve things, hotels, purchases, all kinds of things, where a lot of people get themselves in trouble as they don't pay off their credit card, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this example. So what we have a credit card with an APR, which is annual percent interest rate, that you get charged interest on debt that you owe on your credit card. We have some information starting with that you have $1,972 worth of debt that you didn't pay off in September, and then you started making purchases in the month of October, starting on October 8th and going through November 7th. And here is sort of a summary of what you did on your credit card. So let's create a table showing all of your purchases and payments during that billing period, starting at the 8th and ending the 7th. And what we're going to do, we're going to start our columns here with a date, and our purchase date for this billing period begins at October 8th. So that's when this whole game gets started for the month. Between October 8th and October 13th, we purchased and paid nothing. Now you're probably thinking, where did October 13th come from? The first time we took out our credit card was on the 14th. We started on October 8th. We did nothing until the 14th. So between October 8th and October 13th, we bought nothing, we paid off nothing, nothing happened with our credit card. The balance that we owe on our credit card, how much do we owe, is $1,972. And you're probably thinking, well, where did that come from? Well, that was from September that we did not pay off any of our credit card bills, and we sort of carried that debt over. Now, the number of days that we owe $1,972 goes from October 8th through October 13th, every day included. A lot of people put 5 here, but it's October 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, 6 days. And to get the total, we're going to multiply these two values and come up with $11,832. So there is our first interval that we had for the month of October. Now, October 14th comes along and we make a purchase. So that's where the 14th comes from. We don't do anything until October 15th. So that's my little interval there. We made a purchase. Let's say your car broke down, had to get some new tires or something. $530 you purchase on your credit card. Now that's going to increase your balance. I'm going to add those two values together and come up with $2,502. So 530 plus 1972 is 2,502. The number of days we owe that amount is for 2 days. When I multiply those values together, I'm going to get $5,004. Now, the next time we did something with our credit card is on October 16th, and we made a payment. We were starting to rack up some serious debt, so we're going to send our credit card company a payment of $1,000 on October 16th. The next time we took out our credit card was on October 20th. So this time we made a purchase a payment of $1,000, and that's going to take off $1,000 from our balance, and now we have $1,502. That was a payment of $1,000. Now the number of days we owe that is the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. 5 days. Multiply those two numbers together, and I'd come up with 7510. Now, the next time we do something is on October 21st. We don't do anything again until October 31st. So between the 21st and the 30th as our next interval, we make a purchase of $135.35. That's going to increase my balance. I'm going to add the two numbers, 1502 and that one, and that's going to increase my balance to 1637.35. The number of days, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th is 10 days. Multiply those two numbers together, and we get $16,373.50. So we're here at the 31st, October 31, and we don't do anything on the card again until November 4th. So my interval here goes to November 3rd. I make a purchase of $102.62. I'm going to add that to 1637.35, and I'm going to get 1739.97. And October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd, November 3rd is 4 days. I'm going to multiply those two numbers, and I'm going to get $6,939.88. I'm almost done. November 4th comes along. I make a payment again of $800, and then I do something on November 5th. So this is a one-day interval. I make a payment of $800. Now I subtract $800 from my balance, $939.97 for 1 day. Multiply these two values together right there, and that's going to be $939.97. The last little bit of activity I have on my credit card is November 5th, and that goes out to November 7th. And you're probably saying, well, where did November 7th come from? That ends my billing period. That ends my activity. That's the only thing I have left to do. I made a purchase of $144. I'm going to add that to the previous interval's balance and come up with $1083.97 for 3 days, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. Multiply those three values together, and I'd have $32.51.91. And I'm done with the chart. Now, being done with the chart, we have a couple of options to do with our credit card. We can do the smart option. We can pay our credit card company, Visa, MasterCard, whoever we have a credit card with, $1,083.97. At the end of the month, there's how much money we owe. We can pay that off. Our credit card company charges us nothing. There are no penalty fees. That's the smart thing to do. Smart people do that. A lot of people don't, and they get themselves in credit card trouble. But if you pay your monthly balance at the end of the month, credit cards are fantastic. If you do not, you get charged a fee, and that is called a finance charge. And we're going to talk about figuring out that finance charge. The first thing we have to do is to calculate something called the average daily balance. And the average daily balance is a fancy concept for explaining how much you owe on a typical day of your credit card. Some days you owe more, some days you owe less. What we're trying to do is figure out how much you owe on the typical day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up that column and this column, the number of days and the total amount. So I'm going to add up this last column, 51,851.26, and then I'm going to add up the number of days, that column there. So I have 51,851.26 divided by 31 days, and that would give me 1672.62. That's how much I owe on the typical day. So some of these balances are much more than that, some of them are less. That's how much we owe the credit card company on the average day in October, and that's what we have to pay our penalty on this finance charge. Your finance charge is your average daily balance times the APR divided by 12. The reason we're dividing it by 12 is because we're just looking at 1 month during the year. So I have my average daily balance multiplied by my APR. Now, my APR is way back up here at the beginning of the problem, the annual percent rate at 22%. And we're going to divide it by 12, like I said, for 1 month. So when I multiply those values together, your credit card company will charge you an extra $30.66 because you did not pay off your credit card bill as sort of a late fee, a penalty fee, and the right to borrow the money. Again, if you pay that amount, you do not, at the end of the month, you do not have to pay this late fee, this finance charge and interest on your credit card.